I want to do is I want to give you a very impactful live today on how to reverse your gut issues, thyroid problems, hormonal issues, cortisol issues. Because if you're struggling with not liking what you see in the mirror, this could be very well the exact video you need to actually get better. My name is Diego Reyes, functional health coach, functional nutritionist, owner of Food Vitality, functional health coaching organization. We have transformed hundreds of lives by getting to the root cause of people's chronic health issues, taking functional medicine, fitness strategies, and combining the two to get unbelievable outcomes over and over and over again. But enough with the pitch fest. What I want to talk about is first, like I mentioned, gut issues, thyroid issues, hormone imbalances. We're talking about PMS, PCOS. We're talking about having those cravings around the cycle. We're talking about being a complete, you know what, and why that actually is going on physiologically, why you deal with chronic bloating, why you deal with constipation, why you deal with hair loss, why you deal with insomnia, depression, anxiety, why you can't lose weight despite eating healthy and exercising correctly. Why are these things going on? Well, let's get to the root cause behind why. You deserve to know. Your doctor doesn't care. Your doctors say your labs are normal, but you're not normal. You've tried all types of supplements. You've tried different programs. You've tried it all, but yet you're still perhaps watching this video right now and you still don't know what's going on. So let's get into it. Number one, if you're dealing with gut issues, let's say you have IBS or IBD or chronic bloating, constipation, you have to get to the root cause. So let's do it. Let's break down 5 steps for you to do. Number one, you have to remove the things that are affecting your gut. Obviously, alcohol, it's destroying your gut microbiome. What are other things? Added sugars. These added sugars feed into yeast. Yeast is candida overgrowth, giving you salt and sugar cravings. That's exactly what's going on here. So you have to remove added sugars, alcohol, and then here's another one. Excessive uses of caffeine and coffee. These are going to be big ones that you need to remove because all these things do is disrupt your gut lining. It causes inflammation. It increases cortisol and does a lot of different things that you don't want if you want a healthy gut. So that's the first step in this 5R. So if you're taking notes, write 5R, and then under that, you're going to write 1 is going to be remove. So you just remove those things. Okay. Next is going to be, my apologies, that was reduce. The next one is remove. So you want to remove the bacterial overgrowth that you're experiencing because most people are dealing with what is called dysbiosis, meaning they're dealing with an overgrowth of bacteria with inside their gut. Okay, so this is known as like SIBO or Candida, SIFO. So what this is that, 70% of IBS cases are SIBO. So what's going on here is that you have an overgrowth of bacteria in your gut. So the bacteria is fermenting. You just had a glass of water and now you feel bloated because you have bacterial overgrowth. Okay, so you're going to want to use antibacterial, antifungal herbs to eradicate, get rid of this overgrowth inside your gut microbiome. You can use things like colloidal silver, oregano oil, grapeseed extract. You can use berberine is a good one. So these are going to be things that you're going to take with the right nutritional approaches to help with reducing that bacterial overgrowth inside your gut. Step 3 is going to be, you're going to want to you have to replace what's not in your body. And what is that? Digestive enzymes. See, many people have malnutrition, meaning they're dealing with nutrient deficiencies. And these nutrient deficiencies are causing hair loss. You can't see at night because you have low vitamin A. The lights that you look at when you're driving, they look blurry because you have deficiencies. There's actual things going on here. So you're going to have to replace digestive enzymes, pancreatic enzymes, bile salts, hydrochloric acid. So these are going to be digestive enzymes that your body uses for breaking down the food that you ingest. Pancreatic enzymes help with proteins absorption. Hydrochloric acid does as well. Bile salts really helps with digesting fat. So if you don't have a gallbladder, I 100% suggest these type of digestive enzymes. Many of my clients don't have gallbladders, unfortunately, because their doctor has removed them when they had to get to the root cause, but it's a story for a different time. But you're going to want to use bile salts to help with digestion of fats, because if you don't digest your fats properly, you will be deficient in vitamin A, D, E, and K, and then some other ones. But those are crucial fat-soluble vitamins. Okay, so we talked about reduce, remove, replace. Now the fourth is you're going to want to repair your gut lining. And this is exactly where everyone goes wrong. So I have many clients who will kill off the bacteria, or they've been working with someone else, but they killed off the bacteria. You know, they wiped out with an antibiotic, which is terrible. But it's just, yeah, so they take the antibiotic or they wiped out their bacteria, but they don't actually reseal that gut lining. And so that's what we do in this step 4. Okay. Step 5 is rebalance. All right. One thing is that I don't want to coach my clients forever, and I don't want you to have gut problems forever. So you need to really work on rebalancing out your gut microbiome, bringing back good prebiotic, probiotic foods to help strengthen that gut barrier, which then will strengthen the immune system. Remember, if you have autoimmune issue, if you have a skin issue, psoriasis, you have eczema, you have Hashimoto's, you have all these things. And the thing is that what these things do is be caused by poor gut health. Okay. So this is going to be the top 5 things that are going to help with pretty much reducing all issues with inside your gut. Now, the next thing, thyroid issues. Now, there's a reason why I displayed this in its way. Meaning there's a reason why we talked about gut issues first, and then we got into thyroid issues, because a lot of people that have thyroid issues also have gut problems. So what I mean by that is you have something called your thyroid gut axis. So if you have these gut problems, you have inflammation in the gut, you're dealing with a dysbiosis in your gut, it's going to impair the conversion, okay, of thyroid hormone. So mainly the hormone that you feel is T3. So that is the active form of thyroid. And this active form of thyroid is what you metabolically feel. It gives you energy, it gives you metabolic powerhouse, it gets you your hair, it gives you good sleep, all those things. And so when you have this inflammation inside your gut, it causes you to have poor thyroid conversion. So you're not making enough thyroid hormone. And so this is why when I have a client come in, or someone suffering with hypothyroidism, Hashimoto's, we run a GI map test, which measures the microbiome, which measures the gut. And by doing that, that helps with figuring out what exactly, because remember, having poor thyroid function is still a symptom. Hypothyroidism, or even Hashimoto's, that's a disease, but it's still the symptom, because that doesn't mean what's causing the immune system to be overactive, to mistakenly attack the thyroid gland, or what's causing you to not produce enough thyroid hormone. We have to get to the bottom of that. So a lot of gut issues can happen there. Now, with that being said, what are some things that can cause you to have a poor thyroid function? Well, number 1 is nutrient deficiencies caused by poor gut health, because you can't digest and assimilate your food properly. So you have to use the digestive enzyme support, like I had mentioned, bile salts, pancreatic enzymes, hydrochloric acid, to support your nutrient absorption. Now, the second thing that's going to be actually a really big one is toxicity. If your body is dealing with a level of toxicity, which, matter of fact, 80% of people are toxic, which why we do detox right away in our program, is going to impair your thyroid inevitably. It will cause damage to the thyroid gland. Fluoride, all these things that are just toxic are damaging the thyroid gland. So those are going to be the top 2 ones. And the thing is that if you're dealing with these, then it's going to also disrupt your gut, because you're going to have toxicity with your gut. And then also it's going to cause hormonal imbalances. So sex hormone imbalances is what you could say. Testosterone, low testosterone, or you could have high testosterone, PCOS. So the next root cause of thyroid issues, this being the biggest one, is cortisol dysregulation. So you have too much cortisol getting produced. You don't have enough cortisol getting produced. Both of these things are going to cause you to have poor thyroid function, because high cortisol inhibits the release of TSH, which is from the pituitary gland. Yeah, it's crazy, because you actually have this thing called hypothalamus and pituitary, and those are the things that signal to your thyroid to make thyroid hormone. You are good advice there. So the thing is that if you're dealing with so much stress, your body's not going to be making enough thyroid hormone because it's going to be making cortisol hormone. Okay, so that's top three. We'll just go right there. Top three. Okay, poor gut health, nutrient deficiencies, toxicities, and cortisol issues. So let's say you're dealing with hormone imbalance. You're dealing with severe PMS. You're dealing with low sex drive. You're dealing with even inability to lose weight. I'm going to tell you this. Two things cause hormone balances. Cortisol issue. Well, these aren't the two only things, but from someone that's helped a lot of people with hormonal imbalances, the biggest things I see are cortisol. So much cortisol is getting produced that it doesn't make you produce enough DHEA. DHEA is a precursor to sex hormones. So if your body's not producing enough DHEA, then it's not going to have enough hormones to make testosterone or androgens or even estrogen and progesterone, especially as a female. This is actually how females get secondary amenorrhea, which actually gets labeled as PCOS, even though it's not PCOS, which is a whole topic for a different time. But with that being said, cortisol issues being the number one, why you have inability to lose weight, but number two being gut problems. A lot of hormonal issues happen because of poor gut health. So if you have poor gut health, you're going to have a poor hormone balance. And here's the biggest one, especially if you're female. And I know this because I mainly 95%, 97% of my clients are females. So when you have a gut dysbiosis, you're dealing with candida, these things are going to inhibit the way that you actually detoxify your estrogen out of your body. So you actually have a whole pathway, it's a whole scientific chemical process that your body takes fat soluble, or it takes your estrogen and pretty much helps you filtrate it to remove it out of the body. But if you're dealing with this gut dysbiosis, your body's not getting rid of this excess estrogen. So this is how you get PMS. And then you add in high cortisol, and this is why you don't have any progesterone. And this is why you have insomnia and migraines. That's why menopausal women can't lose weight either. This is why perimenopausal women can't lose weight. That's why anyone can't lose weight. It's unfortunate, but we solve it all. So those are going to be the biggest one. And I told you cortisol and then gut. So I told you how to fix your gut, but how can you actually fix your cortisol? Well, number one is you actually have to figure out what cortisol issue you're experiencing, because here's the thing. Not all cortisol issues are the same. So what I mean by that is that you could be dealing with high cortisol or too low of cortisol. Some people are kind of in the middle, where they're dealing with high cortisol in the evening, but in the morning they deal with low cortisol, so they have no cortisol awakening response. So the biggest thing is test. This is exactly why, depending on who you are as the individual, we do functional lab testing, because standard blood work does not address these issues head on. It does not, I promise you. I was failed. So were the hundreds of other women that were in, or that came in before my program. So hopefully this helped. If you have any questions, please drop them. Please drop any questions. If you have any questions, I'm here to answer them right now for the next 8 minutes. Yeah, so tons of hopefully good information that can potentially help you, because we help people every single day. And if you are dealing with PMS, you're dealing with insomnia, you're dealing with depression, you're dealing with anxiety, you're dealing with weight issues, you're dealing with you don't know what you're seeing in the mirror, you're dealing with you don't like what you see in the mirror, we solve those. We give you everything you need. But here's the thing. I don't want to just give you, I don't care if I just give you a transformation. I don't care. What I care about is that I not only give you the transformation, but I want you to be able to continue to keep succeeding. And that's a big thing I like to focus on, is I like to transfer you the knowledge. Like I want my clients to be able to, and my clients, I want them to be able to be me. I want them to be able to just understand everything like I'm speaking and know about their body and how in tune they are to be able to go coach someone else. Like that's how much we pour into the educational resources that we give into these or into our clients and everything. So when their head hits the pillow at night, they know everything they need to know to succeed for the long term. Because this whatever month process, these few years or whatever, is not going to even come close to the decades or the generational centuries of taking care of your family and your kids. It doesn't come close to that. So that's a big thing. We want to focus on helping you succeed for the long term. So we do a very, very heavy amounts of education around here, especially when you're having the meetings with me and everything. So hopefully you found value in this live stream. I'm a real person. My name is Diego. I'm from Minnesota. It's snowy. Um, Sucks. But so you have a blessed one.